In a small village nestled between green hills and golden fields, there lived a young woman named Abigail. Abigail was known for her gentle spirit and deep-rooted faith in Christianity. Her simple yet elegant dresses were a reflection of her modesty and reverence for the teachings of the Bible. One day, as Abigail was walking through the village, she came across a destitute family who had recently arrived, seeking refuge and assistance. Moved by compassion, Abigail approached them and offered her help. The family, grateful for her kindness, shared their story of hardship and struggle. Abigail felt a strong sense of empathy and decided to do more for the family. She gathered her fellow villagers and organized a clothing drive to collect garments for those in need. As the community came together, they provided not only practical items but also a sense of warmth and belonging to the newcomers.
In the midst of the clothing drive, Abigail's pastor, Reverend Samuel, shared a sermon about the significance of clothing in Christian teachings. He emphasized the biblical principles of compassion, generosity, and modesty.
Matthew 25 verses 36 to 40 is a passage from the New Testament of the Bible, specifically from the Gospel of Matthew. It is part of a larger section where Jesus speaks about the final judgment and the criteria by which people will be judged. Here is the passage.
Lord said, I needed clothes and you clothed me, I was sick and you looked after me, I was in prison and you came to visit me.
Then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you? Or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in? Or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you?
The king will reply, Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me.
Abigail was particularly moved by the passage from Matthew 25, 36-40, where Jesus says, I needed clothes, and you clothed me, I was sick, and you looked after me, I was in prison, and you came to visit me.
Inspired by the sermon and guided by her Christian values, Abigail decided to use her sewing skills to create special dresses for the women and girls in the destitute family. She carefully selected fabrics, choosing colors and patterns that reflected hope and renewal. Each dress was crafted with love, prayer, and the intention to provide not just clothing but a tangible expression of God's love. When Abigail presented the dresses to the family, their faces lit up with gratitude and joy. The dresses became more than garments, they became symbols of a community coming together to support one another in the spirit of Christ's teachings. As news of Abigail's compassionate act spread, the village was inspired to continue their efforts to help those in need. The clothing drive evolved into a regular community initiative, reinforcing the values of empathy, kindness, and Christian charity.
Abigail's story became a cherished part of the village's history, a reminder that even a simple dress could carry the weight of love and compassion when crafted with a heart devoted to Christian principles. The dresses she made not only adorned the bodies of those in need but also adorned their souls with the warmth of Christian love.
Matthew 25 verses 36 to 40 is a passage from the New Testament of the Bible.
In these verses, Jesus emphasizes the importance of acts of kindness and compassion, especially toward those in need. The righteous are commended for their selfless actions, and Jesus identifies himself with those who are hungry, thirsty, strangers, in need of clothing, sick, or in prison. The passage highlights the concept that serving others is a way of serving Christ himself. It encourages believers to practice love and charity. Blessed is the one who considers the poor. In the day of trouble the Lord delivers him. Psalm 41:1.